Oh,
Yet.
okay.
Yet. All right, Star,
Right
roll me a
there.
perception check. First, roll the campaign. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. All right.
No.
Go ahead and roll me a
11.
death save. Thanks.
All right, and so we begin. As the wheels of fate turn once again. And so, our story begins with 5 adventurers, or rather, 5 captives, taken from their families, their homes, uprooted, placed in cells and carriages, being led to an unknown land. It was quite some time, about a week, 2, 3, you're unsure, as you have been kept in the lower decks of a ship traveling out to sea. It's only recently that the waters have calmed and you find yourself reaching final halt, being loaded into carriages, unable to see anything on the outside except small, tiny portholes with bars reinforcing them, allowing you to see whether or not it's day or night. Shafts of light peeking in through, just enough to illuminate those around you. You can feel the soft earth and ground, gravel and stone underneath as the wheels slowly turn, leading you to an unknown destination. You look around, observing your surroundings, and see the others around you also trapped in similar cells, mostly reinforced by metal, but with bars. When you press your face against the bars themselves, you can make out the details of those who are to your left and right and across. As you look around and finally find yourself gathering information about anything, really, about those who are around you, you first observe. One moment. All
It
right.
just showed you stuff. My bad.
That's all right. Ob,
Character sheet's all good, so you're all good.
okay. Please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Ab, and I will be playing Xeres, a centaur who was born from a pond to protect the forest he was bound to. However, a evil force was also the problem he was supposed to protect the forest from, is housed within him.
All right.
Was that okay?
Yeah, that was great. I just wanted to give you time to explain
That
whatever.
deafening silence.
Totally.
Do you want like a round of applause after?
Yeah, actually.
Hi, Zeris.
Yay!
Yay.
Welcome to the group.
It's gonna be so fun.
And as you look around, Zeris, between the bars of your cell, you can see across the way a young elf-like creature with green hair and of bright eyes. Dree, please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Dree. This is Sprite. The end.
Nice.
A round of applause.
Oh, that was an option?
Yeah, that was an option.
Because that's the one.
Damn it.
You could say as much or as little as you'd like. I love you guys. All right. And as you look across from each other, you kind of just make awkward eye contact, unsure of how to respond to one another. At this moment, you're free to roleplay this out if you'd like.
I want to flip off the closest person to me.
Ironically, that'd be
So
Zeris.
me. Okay. Wow.
So basically, this cheeky little elf girl just like kind of like looks at you. She sticks out the middle finger at you and just like sticks out her tongue. Bleh.
You can just see me like audibly gasp.
Gross.
Like middle-aged white woman, just like hand clutching, like,
It's like, the
where have you been
audacity.
raised?
Evidently nowhere.
We can tell.
That's the point.
And so, as this is happening, another individual in the cart observes this little exchange. Star, please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm total cleric. Name is Shiro. I follow Tyr. And that's it.
Yeah. This is the second man in Initia that has 2 18s, by the way. He's just a derpy looking turtle. I'm sorry. Moving on.
You just look at me and think,
Oh my god. Oh shit. And I also love the turtle ob. And between all of this, as you're looking around, you see an odd-looking turtle, a cheeky elf girl, and kind of in off to the side. You can't really see him because there's a barrier in between you and them. You can hear a middle-aged white woman gasp on the other side. Magoo, please introduce yourself and your character.
wait, I'm the middle-aged white woman?
No. You're hearing the sound
Oh,
of
okay.
it sounds like a middle-aged white woman gasping on like the other side of the wall from you.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. No retcons.
Yeah.
I am Wampa. I am a rabbit paladin. At least I think so at this point in time. It's still very early. Do I notice the interaction with the whole flipping off?
Yeah, you see it. You can see this girl flipping somebody off bright as day.
Do I felt as though I was flipped off?
No, it was very clearly directed across from her.
Oh, okay.
These hands are for rated E for everyone.
I will. I'll save that for later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I just look at everybody like with that children look in my eyes.
Got you.
That children look.
Somehow understood what you meant.
I think I
not
get. I
sure-
think I
I'm
get
not
what
sure
you
I know what you
mean.
mean.
Like
but-
very Puss in Boots, like puppy eyes.
Oh yeah, like the big eyes,
Disapproving rabbit face. That's what it is.
disapproving rabbit
Oh,
face.
Disappointed mother face.
Oh no,
that's mine.
I know that one way too well.
Wampa is mom
Oh.
confirmed. All right.
Not what you would call a social rabbit.
No. Okay. And then on the other side of the barrier to your left, another individual is sitting there quietly, observing the interaction between the strange individuals she is stuck with here in this carriage. Bonnie, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Bonnie, and this is Popcorn. That's it. That's all I know.
Popcorn is adorable. All right. But last but certainly not least, another person resides in your carriage. However, this individual is not in a cell. They're actually sitting across the way, so there's like an aisle in between, narrow in nature, just enough to fit your shoulders if you were to stand in the middle and walk your way out. She sits on a small... It's not really much of a stool, it's more of a shelf. It's fixed to the wall towards the front of the carriage itself, you see this individual. One moment, please. You can see this young girl, pink hair, has coveralls on her front and has these strange teal glowing cylinders that are strapped to her back. It leaves a kind of like a light, like an aura behind her, as she kind of sits there. She sits politely, like hands over her lap. She's kind of like swaying from side to side, kind of like in rhythm with the rocking of the carriage itself, and she just hums a little tune to herself. Oh, right. Apologies. I've just been sitting here thinking to myself about a nice little song. And she looks over at you, Popcorn. What's your name?
Popcorn?
That's a cute name. Who gave you that?
A friend.
Oh, well, they're very creative. Are you excited? We're almost there.
Wow.
To the spire.
Okay.
And she like hops up on her feet and she like makes her way down over to the next cell, and she looks over at you, Wampa, and says, oh, they brought a rabbit this time. Hello, rabbit. And she sticks her arm through the bars, like trying to pet you.
I just stare at her. As you can, as anybody who can see into the cell besides her, you just see one of my ears go down and the other one stand straight up, much in a flipping off motion.
Why won't you come closer?
I'm gonna bite her hand.
Okay, roll me roll me an unarmed strike as your. We'll count that as the bite.
Oh, hold on. I don't have the extension. I'm sorry. Give me one sec.
It's all good.
What was the extension called? D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Or beyond 20.
That's what I said. Yeah. Sorry, I switched browsers. Okay.
Percy, you're gonna hate me, bro.
That is okay.
17.
17.
1738.
Yeah.
That does not hit. As you try
Wow.
to reach out and bite her hand, her hands are actually like deceptively quick. As you try to you reach your like snout out at her to try to bite with your hair teeth, she kind of like grabs your face a little bit and keeps your mouth shut. That's rude. But then she releases it and retracts her hand back out of the bars. And then she turns around and looks at you. Here. Sorry, repeat your turtle's name again?
Shiro.
Shiro. Got it. She looks at you, Shiro. And she says, you're an ugly looking turtle.
I'm actually very beautiful among my people.
Do you know any tricks?
You ready?
Yeah. And you all see as this turtle man, he just retracts his arms and legs and head in under his shell, and he kind of just like rolls around, almost like a walk, just kind of spinning around, and then you
I
just
like to think of it like the Skate 2, just like grinding on the bars.
you just hear dude. And he's grinding on the bars against the
When they're like
the
rolling
cell.
on, when the dancers are like rolling on their head.
Yeah. His shell is just spinning
Breakdancing?
around. Yeah, his shell is just spinning around in circles, and then he finally flails his arms and legs out, and he kind of poses in like kind of like a side laying motion or position. He has his hand prop or his head propped on his hand.
God.
Can we make it so that I can just like hit people with it, like the Mario Kart one?
No.
Ah, would've been great.
You already get +4 AC. You could fuck off with that Mario shit.
And I get a shield, bro.
Yeah. But she kind of smiles cheerfully and she's like, "That's so cool." And she like tries to like reach through and she manages to barely like reach for you, and she kind of like spins your shell around in a circle. She's like feeding into it.
He's just gonna pop out. He's like, I'm getting pretty dizzy, bro. Beyblade or Ninjago, bro?
Never heard of the other one. What is that? Ninja Go?
It's a
The Legos.
it's a Lego
Lego.
show.
Oh.
got you.
By the way, Sprite, roll me a D100.
D100. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Damn.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay,
Maybe.
you do have some in your sleeve. It's improvised. One use.
She already trying it.
All right. And then she turns around and then looks over at you. What about you, horseman?
I'm a deer.
Do you know any tricks, horseman?
No. This is not the circus.
Oh, that's a shame. And then she then turns around and looks at you, Sprite, and says, "Hi,
Hi.
what's your name?"
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Hmm. Nikki?
Who do you take me for? A popular white girl?
Nikki.
No, thank you.
Barbara.
Do I look like an 85-year-old woman?
Maybe.
I'm gonna say, what if she said yes?
I mean, you look like an elf, so you might be. She like kind of squints her eyes, and she like really like tries to focus on you here. Yeah, you look 85.
Fair enough. Still wrong though. Can I get out now?
No, they'll be mad at me if I let you out. At least, not yet. My name is Talia. I'm one of the escorts here. I'll lead all of the new people to the spire.
You look about 12. How do they trust you?
12 and a half. Bleh. She sticks her tongue out at you, and she kind of like, she kind of like brings her like hands behind her ears, and she like wiggles her fingers.
You have so much in common.
Oh, holy shit, she's 12 and a half. I whispered to myself.
Yeah. They trust me because I'm special.
Special in the head?
Something like that. That's what Miss Miranda tells me.
Someone's been lying to you.
I don't think I like you.
That's okay. Your mother did.
Mother is kind. And she moves back. And she like whispers over to Popcorn. I don't like that girl very much.
Popcorn just shrugs.
You're such a good listener.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at this point that you can feel as the wagon slowly comes to a halt. And it's at that point there aren't any keys or any like keyholes like in these to these cells. But as soon as the cell or as soon as the wagon stops, you can hear a soft click 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 as the cells begin to unlock. And the doors then swing open, followed by the reinforced door towards the back. Is now swung open. You can see grassy stretches of land and moss, as well as well-tread paths. It's not paved in any ways. It's primarily just overgrowth of grass, followed by long trails of soil from wheels traveling over it again and again. And that is what you observe. And Talia just stands there. She has her hands behind her back, and she's just kind of like swaying from side to side. She's waiting for you guys to step out.
It's a trap.
I'll step out first.
Ah,
I'm gonna stay in here for now.
I'll step out, but like not first, after
Okay.
somebody else.
okay, so Shiro steps first. Ah, right this way. The board is now active.
I can't move my character.
Not everybody move at once.
Yeah, my mistake here. Hold on, let me give you proper permissions here. I might not have given permissions. This is a good moment to actually test and see, make sure if that works. Okay, go ahead and give it a try, Zero.
There it goes.
All right.
There, I just fly up.
Vroom. All right, go ahead and bring your token back because as you try to step off of the wagon, it suddenly feels like you're falling through space as if the ground doesn't exist, and all of a sudden you find shelf first. You land on your back in your cell. The door is still open, but you are in your cell. Do they not have manners in Turtle Town?
No. Well, we have our own, but
Hmm.
you know, some manners require not taking people. But
And she gives a big grin. There's a very important rule here. Can't do anything without permission. At least from one of the special ones like me.
You just told us to get off. That's permission.
I said right this way.
Honey, we're not gonna do this.
I gotta agree with them. I mean, I've been nice. All circumstances considering.
Right this way.
And which way is that?
Permission, ma'am?
Now you're getting it. Yes, you may.
Okay, so I guess now I'm gonna go out first.
Roll me a perception check as you're walking out and passing her.
Oh Lord. I'm so good at rolling dice.
You roll dice real good.
Oh wait, never mind. 18, yeah.
Yeah, you do. See, that's what I'm saying. Let's go. All right. So, Sanders. As you pass by her in your peripheral, you can see just barely out of the corner of your eye, you see that she's giving like a really big smile. Like it's actually just ever so slightly unsettling. But as you kind of like try to glance back just to get a better look, she just has the same normal innocent smile. But you step out and you feel solid ground. Who's next?
I'm gonna continue to stay myself.
Shiro's just gonna be stubborn now.
What about you there, Popcorn? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead with popcorn first.
What about you, Popcorn?
I want to stay here.
Oh, but I won't get to show you any of the spire.
I don't want to see it.
Oh,
What's around me?
what's around you is the view you now see before you. You could see a long stretch of bridge. You can see why the cart has stopped, as it is just a completely open bridge. There's no guardrails or anything on either of the sides. You can see that the wooden planks sway from side to side in the wind. It's a gentle breeze right now, but occasionally there are some large gusts that pass by, and you can see as the bridge is just as far as you can see. It looks like it goes for quite some distance, just sway from side to side, like almost at like a 45-degree angle to either side.
Mhm.
Behind you, you can see that there is some narrow stretch of land, basically a path. It looks like the cart can only really go about, only one cart could really fit on the path. And some places look quite narrow. It looks like the reason why there are treads in very deliberate places is that it only seems to be stable in certain spots. Also, you can see that where there would normally be someone navigating, controlling the cart, you see that there's just two horses that are pulling the cart along, but there's no one in the front. You also don't see any reins.
Okay. Okay, so wait, let me see if I have what I think I have. Nope. I don't think I can talk to them. Can I?
Do you have speak with animals?
Nope.
Okay. You
I speak Sylvan. I don't know if that's any
no
close.
no because they're just normal horses. Like they don't
Okay.
actually know any known languages. So the only way to speak with them is to use a spell such as speak with animals. However, you could still try to interact with them with animal handling.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Mainly see if there's any like color on them or anything, and also if I can check that on myself.
Okay. So first off, which one do you want to do first? Do you want to observe and see if you have a collar on yourself first, or do you want to observe and see if there is any kind of anything on
I'm
these
gonna
horses?
do myself first.
Okay. Roll me a perception check as you kind of observe your body and see if there's any differences.
Okay. That's a 5.
You don't notice anything in particular.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm assuming the horse is next.
Yep.
Okay. Roll me a animal handling check to get close to them first. Okay. So they kind of like they whip their head just kind of slightly, and they kind of just like and they kind of like shake their face out a little bit as you get closer. They don't like back up from you. They're just a little bit wary at first. They kind of give you the side eye, but they do let you get closer until finally your hand is rested upon them. You may now make a perception check.
Oh god, a nat 1.
You don't notice like any collars or any like indications for control over these horses. It just looks like they're just fixed to the cart. Otherwise, you don't really notice anything. But their fur feels nice. It's smooth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well groomed.
Mm-hmm.
Eat.
Well groomed horses. All right. And now, Popcorn said that she wouldn't like to leave just yet. Shiro is being stubborn over there. The hair is like way back in his cell, and refuses to leave. And now she looks over at you, Sprite. Ready to go?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
You need to ask permission to talk to me.
Oh no, that's not how this game works.
I thought we had mutual respect here. You didn't ask for permission.
Fine.
Sprite closes the door in her face.
like she's just shutting the door to her room.
Yep, it's my room now. I've claimed it.
All right. And then she goes over to the hair. Are you ready?
I just ignore her.
I'm sorry.
I just ignore her.
You just ignore her?
Mhm.
Seems like you're the problem ones I heard about. Well, that's unfortunate. And she snaps her fingers, and the carriage then disappears, cells and all, and it's just the horses standing there. And you'll kind of like fall. If you're sitting down, you fall onto your rumps. Some of you who are standing just land onto your feet. It's not that far of a fall. It's about like 1 or 2 feet. You don't have to make a dexterity save or anything like that. But yeah, you're there, sitting upon the soil and gravel.
I didn't get permission to sit on this floor here. How dare you remove my room?
That wasn't your room. Besides, there's one that's far nicer. Over there. And
I'll take the little box.
the box. Oh, you
It's
definitely
like a
don't want.
coffin.
There are far worse boxes, I promise you. They're not fun. But there are fun things over there. And she points over to this island here. Roll your perception checks for anyone who is looking over in that direction.
Sure.
Perception?
Oh, great. I'm blind.
Wampa is super perceptive,
Ooh, yeah.
as so is Shiro.
Yeah, Shiro, like, first nat 20 of the
Hey.
campaign, let's go! Alright, and so, Ceres, Shiro, and Wampa, you all can see, better than Popcorn and Sprite in this situation, you, well actually, hold on. Oh, Popcorn, I don't see your roll yet.
I did roll. I got a 3.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I don't know why it's not showing up.
Oh, do you have Beyond 20 on your browser?
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, it's a quick download. It takes about 5 seconds to get it onto your Chrome if you're using Google Chrome, or if you're using Firefox. It's also available for Firefox.
Okay, I'll download it now.
Basically, it'll let you click your modifiers like your +2, +3, etc., and it will automatically roll for you in Roll20, which is nice.
Be right back.
Okay. All right. So for those of you who rolled your perceptions, Zeres, Shiro, and Wampa, you note that over in the distance, you can see these smaller buildings off towards like the edges of this island. You can see that most of them seem to look like towers. However, when you look on closer inspection, you can see that much of the terrain has larger buildings built into them. And you can see that there is this larger structure, this mountain here. But what most people didn't observe initially, or at least some people didn't observe initially, is that you can't see it in this image, but there is a very tall spire coming out of the mountain up into the sky. That's where we all go. That's where I found my purpose.
What's over there?
Are you curious?
Never mind.
You'll see, I promise it's fun. And she tries to reach for your hand here, Popcorn, and tries to like lead you forward.
All right, I'm back.
Sorry, say again, Bonnie?
I said no, I don't want to go.
Oh, well, that's a shame. And then she goes over to you here, Ceres. You're the one who played the game. Do you want to keep playing? And she starts to kind of like, she looks at you and she kind of like backpedals towards the bridge until she's on the first plank.
I think I'm a dog.
No, you're a horseman.
Again, no. I'm a deer. And this is not a game.
What's a deer?
I don't have time for this. I look in the direction she's pointing at, but don't move so far.
Okay. Got you. Does anyone here have proficiency in insight?
Yeah, I do.
No.
I do.
Okay. For
I
those,
believe Bonnie does too.
I don't know. I don't
is
think
there is there a black circle next to your insight on your character sheet?
Oh, I do. I have that.
Okay.
No.
I did not know
It's
that.
red, right? Yours is Bonnie.
No, I don't have a dot. I haven't because I did investigation. I didn't do insight.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you picked
Yeah.
insight.
Okay. So for those
Apologies.
So for those of you who have proficiency in insight, go ahead and roll me an insight here.
Come on. Oh, fuck off.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
We're so good at this.
It's okay. It's
You
okay.
gotta
Wampa
be
can still
an
clutch
8.
this.
Come on.
Oh, thank
Yes.
God.
There we go.
So
Got it.
So everyone else seems to be kind of confused about the situation. This girl's like, it definitely seems like this girl has some screws loose. That much is clear. But Wampa, you notice something kind of off about this. The whole entire time, you've all been held captive. However, you haven't identified any means of entrapping you really, other than being in cells. However, she's just clearly like let you all out in the open, and seems to be very lax and very carefree about how she's behaving around you all. Although like expressing like clearly that like she is the one in control, that she has some level of authority over you. You feel like you're being tested in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm curious. I noticed that myself. I'm gonna try to run away.
Okay. And as the rabbit quickly tries to run the other way, one moment, please. Oh, nope, wrong one. All right. Throw a stick at deer person. So, Wampa, as you start to run away, you get further and further away from those of you who you were trapped with, as well as Talia, who kind of just stands there. She's kind of rocking back and forth on her heels and toes, with her hands behind her back. And you look over your shoulder, and she hasn't moved at all. She doesn't get any further out. And then as you look forward to get further and further away, as you turn your head back forward to see where you're going, she's right in front of you, face to face. Her face is about 6 feet in front of you. However, she feels taller somehow. As she's met eye to eye with you, and as you look slightly down, she's floating. Like her feet are just kind of like, her toes are just dipped downwards, like her legs are completely relaxed, and she still has her hands behind her back, and she continuously floats in front of you, keeping pace. But this time, her eyes are wide, and her lips are locked in a wide grin. Where are you going?
Absolutely nowhere. I just wanted to see how you work.
Do you stop at this point, or are you still running?
Yeah, I stopped running. I just walk up to her, walk away, walk over to the rest of the crowd.
Good answer. And she slowly floats back with you and lands softly back on her feet. Still hands
just
behind
look
her
at
back.
I just look at her. What were we gonna do if I kept running?
Do you want to play catch?
Sure, I'm gonna run away again.
All right. And as you start to run away again, she repeats the same thing. She floats around you, and this time she's making laps around you, keeping pace. And she's like, "This is fun." Tag. She finally reaches one of her hands out, but this time you see that her hand is now glowing an ethereal teal, as she then tags you. Just a light tap is what you feel. It feels warm almost. And as she does so, it almost feels like, you know that sensation when you're spinning way too fast? Like you can't really like focus on like a focal point. Like you can't really tell which way is up, which way is down. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of like when you get really deep in the water and you get lost in there.
Yes,
I got you.
exactly like that. And as you do so, it just continually happens. It's like your vision is continually like rolling around, as if like you're just in some kind of like chamber, just rolling again and again. And to everyone else, you can just see as Wampa is just running around in circles, like he's just meandering around like every which way. He's bumping into things, like he's bumping into the rocks. He's like tripping over like branches that are nearby. Occasionally he gets really close to like one of the edges of this of the sheer cliff faces, and then you can see like it's as if like Talia is kind of like swirling her finger around. She's like extending it out forward with her wrist pointed downwards, with her finger pointed down, and she's kind of like spinning her finger around. It's like, nope, not that way. And he then turns 180 and avoids the edge of the cliff. And she's just giggling to herself. She's heavily amused by this. And then
That's fair.
then she snaps again. And all of a sudden it's that unsettling feeling of not being able to tell your orientation, Wampa, it goes away. But you see that as you're standing right at the edge of the cliff.
Okay. I just look at her. Okay, that's all I need to know.
I'm glad you understand. This way. And she then like kind of like floats past you. She doesn't even bother looking back anymore. She just floats past you and then meets up with the rest of the group.
Oh, is that permission?
I wonder.
I just walked that way, back towards the group as I was going to.
And as you walk back towards the group, she kind of like glances back at you, Wampa, and she's like, "I'm gonna have fun playing with you."
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun playing with you too, bitch.
She kind of.
We're not supposed to say those words.
Oh, sorry,
you hear
human cow.
you hear another white woman gasp from the
Yeah, another white woman gasp like, the language.
My goodness. Well, I
what a
never.
pogo crowd.
Oh my. She gives you another grin, Wampa, but she looks away. But you can see that her like because she still has her hands behind her back, you see that her fists are clenched behind her back.
Excellent. That's all I need to know.
And as she gets back to the edge of the bridge, she repeats the same thing. She stands with her back towards the bridge and she looks at all of you. This way.
Say please. Be nice.
Manners.
This way, please.
So can I actually go
Is that
this way, or
permission?
am I gonna be knocked back?
Yes, you can come this way.
All right, I'll
Okay.
follow her now.
I'll follow.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be fun.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna troll this girl.
And you all start to make your way across the bridge. And as you get closer to the bridge, you can see that there are heavy gusts that begin to start. The bridge begins to sway 45 degrees in every which way. But she keeps backpedaling. She keeps taking casual steps backward onto the bridge. And you can see as her body, it's almost like a pendulum. Her back is completely straight, and she just like pivots from like side to side. Like she's not even like phased by the fact that like the bridge is quite treacherous, to say the least. But she keeps backpedaling, and she just looks at you all, expecting to follow.
Yep, I'm just gonna go follow her.
Okay. Roll me a.
I'll be following too.
Seeing what they do before doing
okay.
anything.
So Wampa and Shiro, as you're starting to cross the bridge with her, roll me perception checks. All right. Wampa, you don't really notice anything in particular other than as you begin to walk across the bridge, like the bridge is still swaying from side to side, and you feel an unsettling feeling. You're kind of like shimmying from side to side, to like trying to keep up with the momentum of the bridge to try not to fall off. As you slowly but surely make your way across this long, arduous path. However, Shiro, you notice almost immediately that something seems quite off. Is that you know you're not the most sure-footed individual, especially this far away from the ground, so to speak, high up in the air. But you notice it seems like no matter what you do on this bridge, no matter which way you move your body, or at least try to move your body, it seems like it's impossible for you to fall.
Yeah.
Like as if something is holding you back from completely falling.
Oh yeah, I already figured that out.
Yeah, you kind of figured that out firsthand.
No worries. Yeah, so I'm gonna trust in that feeling what I noticed and just continue to follow her.
And she can see the other three of you in the distance as you see two individuals begin to cross, and they haven't fallen off the bridge yet. She kind of peeks from either like from side to side as they're swinging around, and she looks at the three of you and she says, "Are you coming?"
Where are we going?
If I fall off the bridge, will I just teleport to the top? Do I have to walk all this?
You most certainly can try.
Okay, then I want to jump.
Oh god.
All right. And as you jump, do you just like jump like right off the cliff face, or do you like get a running
Yep.
start on the bridge? Okay.
Right into the void.
Just
Okay.
swan dives.
Running a start, of course.
Goodbye.
As you jump off the cliff, everybody else roll me a perception check as you're watching this small elf girl just jump off the cliff into nothingness.
God,
Well, I
I'm so bad
accidentally
at
clicked it twice. But I got an 8.
Well, you guys are really perceptive.
Hey,
So-
listen. We've had a few rolls now.
Yeah, 5, 8,
I'm
6,
allowed
and
to
8.
fail.
That's true.
They can't last forever, yeah.
So you can see there's a thick mist below that she is jumping into, and as she jumps into it, you can just see that as her tiny body just kind of like folds the mist inwards, just poof, like a cloud, and disappears into it. But it doesn't seem like
Well,
Talia just responds to this all. She doesn't really react other than just kind of like you can see her eyes and her head kind of trail as she's like watching as Sprite begins to fall further and further down, and you can just like see her kind of just like mumble under her breath, "Bye."
Mm.
And Sprite
Now you create a new
disappears.
character.
Interesting.
Gone.
But she disappears without a trace. Anybody else want to try and jump?
Nope.
That sounds interesting, actually.
Oh
I look up
no.
at her. I wonder what's gonna happen.
You most certainly can try.
The troll in me says do it.
It's completely up to you.
No, I'll stick around for now.
Okay. Andrea, we'll go ahead and we'll jump back to you here in just a moment.
No, you're fine.
You always want to jump off the tall things that I put in my games. I feel like every time I put you in a high place, you just want to jump. All right.
You okay, bud? Do we need to have a talk?
Smile.
I mean, to be fair, it's a very enticing proposition.
Yeah. I could see the
But
appeal.
I gotta play my character a little bit like my character.
Mm-hmm. To answer your question, Pop, or not Pop, I'm sorry, Popcorn. We're going to the Spire, like I said. It's where all the special people are. It's really fun up there. There's, yes. Only the most special people come here. There's lots of nice people to make friends with. And all the
Nice.
and all the people who work there are really nice.
Okay.
So, what is the purpose of the spire?
They show us how special we are. What we can do. They give us purpose.
What makes you think we don't have a purpose?
A higher purpose.
I look up.
Higher?
A squint?
A little bit higher.
Am I gonna die and go to heaven?
And as you squint really hard and you like you're focusing, like as you blink and you open your eyes, you're about 100 feet in the air and her face is like right in yours. Like you can practically see the details of her eyes. There you go.
This is my purpose.
No, I just wanted to mess with you a little bit. Are you scared of heights?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then you feel a sinking sensation as you begin to fall.
Oh.
As,
Wonderful.
as you can see, the ground is fast approaching. Your vision begins to blur around the sides as you're just falling at maximum velocity. Until finally, your body just stops short. And you blink, expecting yourself to hit the ground. And as you slowly open your eyes, she's just laying on the ground. You're floating just above her.
I hate it.
Wasn't that fun?
For you, I'm sure. For you.
I love heights.
I just look at her. Are you always this predictable?
Greta says that a lot.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Who's Greta?
Oh, she's one of the nice people who work at the Spire. She
I
does.
suppose you're predictable?
That
doesn't sound very nice.
I don't like her very much, but she's very nice when she does my checkups.
Checkups?
she measures my power.
Okay.
Well, anyways, and it's almost as if, like, for all of you, when you blink again, she appears somewhere else. Like, you don't see her in front of you wherever she was standing. So, for example, she was here just a moment ago, and as you all blink, she's back here on the bridge. Follow me. And now she has her arms stretched out like she's bouncing on a tightrope as she's walking across the bridge.
Okay.
Hopefully.
How much farther?
Oh, not long. Probably 5, 10, 15.
That's the "Are we there yet?" question.
Are we? I was about to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
15 minutes or you didn't specify the unit.
15.
No, again, I
let's
need
go.
the units, not days.
Do you want it in feet or meters?
Meters.
10.
Okay, can we go?
That is not what?
Maybe they meant seconds.
Come on. You won't know unless you find out.
Are we allowed to find out?
Okay.
Yeah. Right this way. And she like continues to like back up further and further away from you. It's odd because it seems like she's only taking a few steps, but it feels like she's getting significantly further and further away. But her voice doesn't get any quieter and quieter as she gets back further and further away.
I'm just gonna keep following her.
Can I try something?
Sure.
I want to think in my head, like, in my head out loud. Hey, look at me for a second to her to see if she responds, even though I didn't say anything.
Ooh.
I just, like, thought it.
Interesting. And as you think that, she locks eyes with you. Her eyes are like daggers, but her smile is wide and sinister. She doesn't say anything, but she's locked right on you.
We're gonna have to block intrusive thoughts.
All right. And so you're all moving your way across the bridge? I presume?
Yeah. I guess I'll be the last one.
All right. Wampa, have you decided whether or not you're gonna jump off?
Well, I
Wampa's
already
been
have an
staring at the
idea what's gonna happen if I do. I'm not particularly concerned about that. I think I actually want to ask her some questions as we walk.
Okay. So do you walk ahead and like try to like meet up with her and start to ask some questions as you're crossing the bridge?
No, I'll say him from where I'm at. She can hear me, I'm pretty sure.
All right. And what do you ask her?
So, tell me more about the spire. What's it like?
Ah, well, the spire is full of really nice people. Most of them wear masks. They're like silver masks. They have really interesting lines on them. But some don't wear masks. They wear like these coats, like these garbs. They all wear the same ones. Some of them stand out. Some of them have colors on them. Some of them are really pretty. Miranda's really pretty.
Tell me more about Miranda.
She takes care of all the special people. Tells us how we're all going to do really good things.
What makes him special?
Well, you're gonna find out. There's lots of interesting people there.
Well, maybe you could just give me a little heads up. I would like to use persuasion on her. See if she'll give me a little bit more information.
Absolutely. Roll persuasion. Ooh. Okay. With your persuasion of 21, you're able to sway her. You kind of give her like a convincing voice and And you show that you're engaged and interested, and you showing interest is infectious for her. She seems to like talking a lot about the spire, and her eyes light up. Oh, well, there's several different layers of the spire, depending on what abilities you have, and how important it seems to the people above. So you see over there, and she kind of like swivels on her toes and her heels, and she like kind of like starts to point in directions. Like over there is where a lot of the common ones are. That's where they reside. That's where Greta is as well. She's in charge of watching all of the special people there. She helps them learn how to control their abilities. A lot of them are volatile. I wouldn't try to make them mad. And
You
oh,
said
Oh,
there's
I-
a place for special people. What's so special about you? Not to be rude, but like, I'm assuming you have some kind of power.
you're right. I do have a special power. I wonder if you can find out what it is.
Is it the power of friendship?
What are those?
And you know her special power is she likes to have fun.
I
Isn't that right?
Maybe.
I do like having fun.
Do you not know what friends are?
Yeah, I believe her when she says that.
I've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
I've heard it from some of the other kids, some of the other adults, and the people who work there. But they never explained to me what that is.
Friends are like people you
I
can
don't think-
depend on.
They don't need to explain that to you, I don't think.
I will.
Hey.
Friends are people you can rely and depend on. They're there when you need them. In order to be a good friend, you have to be there when they need you. They can talk about their troubles, and they listen to you. They take your advice. Things like that.
Oh, in that case then, it looks like she's only taken 2 steps, but it looks like the biggest steps ever is like it doesn't match up. Like the pace at which she's moving her body does not match the distance she's traveling as she like meets eye to eye with you. Will you be my friend then?
So one thing with friends is a mutual respect.
Okay.
Is she like? Can I still like reach her? Or is she up far?
You most certainly can try. She's right up close to you.
I'm just gonna like shake hands. I'll be like, okay, friend.
Friend.
I'm a star on this.
You're,
And I walk up and I go, one thing that friends do is they tell each other their names. My name's Wampa.
Hero. You type that real
It's nice to meet you.
quick.
Oh, so you're pretty important. Pretty powerful, huh? That's impressive. Well, I'm glad we could be friends, and I just put on my most persuasive voice and face as I tell her that.
mm-hmm. Well,
Well, I guess let's go see this spire.
ah, perfect. And what about you, Popcorn? And I never got your name.
Series. Yes. Sorry.
Zeres. You were like Zeres, like you sounded so defeated there.
I'm trying. I don't know how you say this. Okay.
It's okay. Zeres. Zeres. That's a fun name. Are you coming?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm on the bridge,
Oh,
like at the very edge, because I'm choosing to be the last one in.
yay, perfect. I made new friends. I made new friends. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm excited. Okay, well, follow me. And as you, Zeres, take a step onto the bridge, finally at last, you all blink again, and the bridge disappears. It's a completely different view as you all find yourselves no longer on the bridge, but rather already right about here at the edge of the cliff on this island ahead.
Can you?
Makes sense.
And she turns back and like it gives you all a big smile. It's like, have you guessed what my power is yet?
A few of them. I have an idea.
I'll give you a hint. Do you want to know a secret?
Sure.
Do you want a hint or a secret?
Well, the secret is the hint.
Sure.
Come closer. And she kind of like
Cool.
gestures you all closer, like as if like trying to get you all into a huddle.
I back up.
I'm gonna go closer because
Yeah,
we're
I'll go.
friends.
I'll go closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Popcorn?
I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. Well, then she whispers to you, Wampa and Shiro, and she says, "There is no bridge."
That's very
Really?
clever. Did you think
Hmm.
that up?
I made it.
Wow. That's really impressive, Talia.
Try walking backwards.
How does that work?
Come on, try it. Try it.
I guess
Okay.
I'll turn around and start walking backwards.
Yeah.
And as you start walking backwards, you're slowly moving backwards, and as you blink, you no longer see Popcorn or Zerdes or even Talia anymore. You're back on the other side, right here, right at the beginning of the bridge.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna walk backwards again in the other direction, to
Okay.
the pointing the other way.
Okay.
I'm a faux Wamba.
Okay. And so you both backpedal back across the bridge. Even though the bridge seems quite difficult to traverse, it doesn't seem to stop you from crossing it whatsoever. And then until finally you blink again, and you're right next to everyone once more. Isn't that fun?
That is fun, Talia.
That's pretty cool.
You're so smart.
Thank you. It took me a long time to learn that.
Well, thank you for showing us.
Why is it like that?
That's a good question. Miranda says I
Yeah.
have a really big imagination.
That's pretty
Ah,
cool. So you can make things from your mind?
Not really make things.
You like seem to make things?
I can make people believe things.
Oh, okay.
do you always have to walk backwards?
And she gives you like a cheeky smile and like puts her finger to her lips.
Your secret's safe with me.
Thanks, friend. All right,
Of course, friend.
let's go ahead and meet up with your green-haired friend. She's probably already waiting inside.
Sounds good.
One moment, please, as I load the map. Now loading. Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, you remember that red remnant touch we saw in Unchained?
I remember, yeah.
No, I don't,
Okay,
sir.
not you. Is that like a common thing, or like a rare thing?
That is a good question. In terms of common knowledge, it is very rare. Most who are remnant touch, they glow of teal.
Could I get one of my characters to go like that, or is it just two?
Uh, it's extremely rare. I would let you do rollsies to see if you can get that color.
What do I
Is
need
there a
to
green
roll?
remnant touch?
Yeah, there's a whole variety of
I was
colors.
gonna ask Boone.
Mhm.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
For the cactus man?
yeah. So essentially, like how I would roll that out is instead of like you requesting a specific color, I would have you do rollsies and you would get a random color other than teal. Like teal would be removed from the table and you would roll for a different color.
What would we need to roll?
Oh,
Certain colors are more not common, but more attainable than others. What's up, Star?
Then what would we need to roll for that? Like a 100?
Yeah, it would be a D100.
I'm not remnant touch, so
I am. Do you mind if I do it?
Yeah, go for it. Roll me a D100. Okay. So you don't quite
he's pink.
you don't quite get red, but you do get orange.
Okay. Hey, I was being nice that time. I could have said it.
Said what? Oh
What
yeah,
else?
don't you son of a bitch.
It's okay, Kelsey.
You know what? I accept it.
You don't have an option. It's never going
I
away.
know. I know. I know I don't.
Love you, Kelsey.
Kelsey.
No, it only works in boxes.
I think the rest of the party may disagree with you on
They can disagree, but
that.
it's not gonna work unless he says it.
All
You,
right.
sir, are Kelsey forever.
Kelsey forever. Alrighty. Dun, 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 dun.
You should give oxen like cabbages so we can destroy them. And then he could be like, "What are cabbages?"
Like Avatar.
Cabbages.
The Cabbage Man from Avatar.
My
Airbender.
cabbages.
Oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, at one point we were just destroying his cabbages on purpose, or his potatoes. Remember the potato episode?
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Yep. Kane still has that wheel of cheese.
Kelsey finally got rid of the 15 pounds of marble.
I forgot.
Yeah, that was a while back, man.
I think I sold it back to him.
Yeah, you did.
That's fun.
Remember that shit? And
Alright.
Gingy's gun blew up in his hand.
Yeah, I think he dropped that one too.
Yeah, because he was underwater when he shot it off, and it blew up.
Yeah.
And he lost it.
Alright. And you all see this. As you walk towards one of the first buildings, you could already make up the details of it to begin with. It was a series of different towers towards like the bottom of this island, or at the foot of this island. You could see that much of the building was built into facades. You can see that there is sheer faces of marble and of other precious stones. You can see that there is well-masoned cobble as you approach. As you walk inside, some of the areas are quite narrow. Navigating through, there's a spiraling staircase that Talia leads you up. And she kind of just continues to hum her little tune that she was humming earlier in the carriage until she finally reaches the top. And then she walks backwards through the door. Right
Quick
this
question.
way. Hmm. Yes.
While we're walking along, I would like to pay attention to what she's humming. See if I can identify the song and memorize it.
Okay. You got it. Do you by chance have the actor feat?
No.
Okay. All right. How long are you listening to it? Like, are you paying very close attention to it the entire time
Yeah.
on the way up?
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much. I'm paying attention to her the entire time.
you got it. Roll me. Roll me a. Roll me a history check.
Oh, sure. You picked the one with this negative modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I rolled a -1 -1. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. It's
The
a
first
Bro,
zero
I've never
of the
seen
campaign.
a zero.
yeah.
First zero in all of your campaigns.
Yeah, in all of my campaigns, that's probably the first 0 I've actually witnessed.
Yeah, do I see Wampa like paying attention to the song?
No, because I mean he's listening, so like I mean unless you're in his head.
Yeah.
I mean, at this
We're just
point,
brain
I don't have
dudes.
any abilities that would allow you to be in my head, so this would be rather uncomfortable for me. Roll the fucking
I see if
zero.
I see if I recognize it.
You
Or familiar.
roll me a history check if you're trying to recognize the song. Hmm. With your 19 history, you do feel like you recognize this song. You don't know what it's called, but you know that it is a nursery rhyme, maybe some kind of hymnal. You know it's related to a god.
Okay.
Sure, I can just roll a 19. I had to roll a 1, a nat 1 with a negative
No,
1.
you rolled a 0. That's it.
I did.
A nat 0. I never thought I'd have to say that. Hey, at least it wasn't -1. You know, technically you could go lower than this.
Oh my god, my intelligence score would be ridiculously low.
Yeah.
Oh, she said right this way, didn't she?
Yep, she said right this way.
Stop.
She's leading you through the door.
Stop.
I love
Stop.
you, Jesus.
Stop.
I like that.
Her powers, she gave birth to the Queen of England.
Oh god.
All right, I'm gonna follow her.
Okay. And as you step through the door, you can see that there are several other people of various ages, pretty wide in variety. You'd say that everyone is like kind of like ranging from like the ages of like 8 to like the ages of like mid 20s, 30s. Like it ranges. There isn't any consistency. There's different races. Some are remnant touch, some aren't. You know, some are kids, some are adults. Some seem kind of rough around the edges, and others kind of seem to have just, you know, like innocent wanderlust in their eyes. As they're kind of like going to and fro, they all seem like they're moving around with purpose. See some of them go into these neighboring rooms here, while others seem to be returning back to some areas down to the southwest, into the south. But it seems quite busy in this area. But Talia stands there and she waits for you. Why don't you all get acquainted? They're waiting for you.
Do you
Let's
want to
fight.
see?
Dead.
I'm sorry, who?
The green haired.
Oh, her. She decided to take the fast route.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. You said we'd be reacquainted.
You will. You'll be acquainted really soon.
In death.
Oh, I
As soon
didn't
as
know
you said fast route, I just thought of like the Disney fast play option that comes on the CDs.
Yeah.
Welcome to Disney's Fast Play.
Fast play. And she gestures towards like 3 different rooms. She gestures towards this one, this one, this one. And there
Sorry,
you
can
can't
you
see the
repeating those?
Yeah, sure. Here, basically where the NPCs are. And then she
Oh, okay.
gestures like one last room over here. You all can go ahead and pick whichever one you like.
What are
Do we see
picking
people
out
coming
exactly?
in and out of those rooms?
You can see that people are coming in and out of those rooms. Yes.
Can I? Can I roll a perception to see if? Because I mean, I'm gonna watch it for a minute, but just to see if I can tell, at least kind of vaguely, what any distinctive things about them.
You most certainly can. Roll me a perception check. Or are you like taking like a lot of time like observing this?
I'm just watching him. Yeah.
Okay. You don't see anything like you don't see any like commonalities or anything that's like stands out with them, other than they're all widely different from each other. Just in terms of race, features, demeanor of how they hold themselves. But they all seem to at least be civil with one another as they're moving about.
Okay. And we each have to pick our own rooms.
Yes.
I'll pick that one.
Okay. Then go ahead and move your token over there, just for posterity's sake, just to help me remember who is paired with which NPC.
I'll go over here.
Okay. Ceres, popcorn.
I guess I'll go
at
to
that.
the big room.
All right, into the big room. All right, and next we're gonna go ahead and cut over to what has happened to Sprite. One
Just
moment,
a
please.
dead body.
Just a few.
It's gonna be a picture of a dead body on the ground.
Oh my god, imagine it's like some Doki
The
Doki
music
Literature
just
Club type
stops.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. The music just stops.
Oh my god, I haven't had the music on this whole time. I'm dumb.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, because the other one we have now without music, you feel the difference.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll put her here. Alrighty. Sprite, you have jumped into the abyss. You've jumped into the fog below. However, as you're falling further and further, the cold air whipping past you as you're falling at rapid speeds, you see as this white bog is fast approaching towards you. As you blink expectantly for the worst, as you open your eyes once more, you find yourself sitting neatly, back straight, knees together, feet together, hands in your lap, with a sudden feeling of warmth. A green flame enveloping you in light for you from a fireplace. As you're sitting upon a comfortable couch. Leather, stained green. And a well-decorated room. Looks like one of a scholar's. You see parchment and scrolls in one corner upon a table and a wide selection of books on the other. And you can hear the soft sounds of a quill being scratched against parchment to your left as you see this.
Okay. Interesting.
You can see that there is a rather tall woman with her back turned towards you. She seems to be absorbed with whatever work she's doing at her desk.
Hey Percy, real quick, are you showing this on stream or no?
Not yet. I've revealed it just now. I had to do some side stuff here real quick, and it's all done.
I just wanted to make sure you were showing it all.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I found the banana before the woman. I knew your eyes would go for the banana.
I just noticed the banana.
Yeah. Punishment room, the banana room. What do you do?
Punishments with a banana?
Oh god.
No.
Oh god.
She's 16. Don't.
Yeah, I'm only 16.
I didn't mean anything dirty. I mean, apparently I know where y'all took it, but I didn't take it there. So
Yeah, like what if she's allergic to bananas, dude?
yeah.
Okay,
So she gets
wow.
fed like
That's why
chunks
it's
of
called the
bananas
punishment
to
red.
punish her. I mean, y'all went to a weird place. I'm just saying that's not where I went.
Imagine the Punisher, instead of like shooting everybody up, he just like finds out what everybody's allergic
Allergic to?
to. Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
he just
You're allergic to-
he just has like a sash with like a bunch of bananas lined along it.
You're allergic to peanuts, huh? I happen to have some peanut dust freshly ground this morning for you.
He's like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Once he gets the information, he just stabs them with the EpiPen.
Yeah, right.
You want to live, you'll tell me the information.
Oh god, this is so cursed. The description of the couch sounded like, or the description of the couch sounded like casting couch. Oh god.
Oh my god.
What's that, sir? I've never heard of that before.
Oh yeah, what is the casting couch?
I feel like
Oh,
yeah, I think they're speaking to like a, I don't know, some newfangled thing.
Yeah, it's like this weird scrying orb. It's like fixed to a box. I don't really understand it.
Interesting.
What is casting? Are you forging stuff? I didn't know you forged stuff on a couch.
I mean, I don't see any copper or steel bars around.
It's just where three bros just sit on the couch and they gotta do one spell.
Oh god.
It's a high level spell.
I would like to cast hold person on myself with a glass of water, please and thank you.
I would cast. Yeah, I
Get
want to
me
cast
out.
Deafen on myself. I'm gonna thunderous boom myself.
I'd like to try and roll for selective hearing,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
right?
I'm gonna use my feet.
Okay, anyways. The board is now active. What do you do, Sprite?
I kind of want to go towards this rolling pin thing over here.
Okay.
Let me move.
Oh, the scroll here. You see a scroll. It's hanging off the edge at the top shelf.
Catch it.
Okay. Go ahead and you touch it. You kind of like feel the edges of it. It seems like old worn paper. It's kind of yellowed. But it's rolled up neatly in this scroll. You get on your tippy toes and you manage to grab it and you pull it off the shelf.
I want to look at it. Let me read it.
Okay. And you go ahead and you read it. And it says a series of incoming candidates. And it lists off several names. Xeris, Wampa, Popcorn, Sprite, and Shiro. As well as one more name, but it has been scratched out and is illegible.
Okay. Interesting. Is there anything on the back?
On the back side, you can see that there are a series of numbers. I will show you what they are.
What numbers? What do they mean, Mason?
What do they mean? That's 2. Three. 4. 5.
Interesting, interesting. I'll just put it back not neatly on top of the stack of books.
Okay. And you return the scroll back up to the top.
Put it like sideways.
Yeah, right? You like put them in like strange orientations, like you try to like balance it on its side.
A house of scrolls.
It's like when a cat unrolls a whole thing of toilet paper and you try to put it back. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, okay, I could see that. All right,
I respect it.
Okay, I'm gonna take this banana.
okay.
Evidently, I'm not allergic to bananas. Putting that clear out there today.
Okay.
Unless it's a delayed reaction banana and it just hasn't affected you yet.
I'm just gonna take it. I'm not gonna eat it.
You're not gonna eat it, or you're gonna eat it?
I'm not gonna eat it right now.
Okay.
Save that for later.
You have one banana. It looks ripe.
Okay. She's not gonna stop me. I definitely did not ask for permission.
You are correct. She pays you no mind. It's as if she doesn't even notice you're there. She's still writing in her what it looks like. It looks like a book.
What's this next to the banana? A vase?
Yes.
I can't become a kleptomaniac yet, so let's move on. What's over here?
Over here, roll me a perception check.
Perception. Perception. Boom.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it looks like an inkwell, a clipboard. You can see that there is a roll of parchment here. It looks like you can kind of tell that something is like scrawled there. It looks like there's intricate lines from what you could see. You haven't unraveled it yet. And you can see a series of books here. Some of them, well, actually, most of them. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Actually,
Looks like fairy tale stories. Some of them including common ones that most individuals in the world of Initia know, like the Caller of Storms and the Gabbin of Ivan.
I want to open up the scroll thing.
Okay. And as you open up the scroll, you can see that it looks like it's some kind of map, like a floor plan.
Can I memorize it? Like, do I roll for memorization or something?
Roll me an intelligence check as you try to memorize it.
Intelligence. Where is that? Oh, that's up there. Oh, that's a -1.
Oh,
I'm not the only one.
as you
Not very smart.
as you look at it and you try to like memorize, you're like, like you think you remember like certain sections of it, and then as you try to memorize another section, you completely forget the previous one.
I give myself a tattoo of the map with the ink.
Ooh, you could try. Yeah, do you want to try drawing it out?
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand as you're trying to kind of like where are you drawing it exactly?
Just along my thigh.
Okay. So you start like scrawling onto your thigh with the ink and quill. You're kind of like you're almost like tattooing it onto yourself. You're like trying to like really dig it in there, so it kind of like sinks into your skin as you're quickly drawing out this map as best to your ability. It's not perfect, but although it does look quite crude, it's just enough that you can kind of make out the details. Go ahead and make a note for me that you have scrawled Miranda's map onto your thigh.
Miranda's?
Yep.
It would have been awesome if you drew it on the back of the scroll that you put on top of the shelf.
Imagine.
Now I want to put a smiley face on the scroll, and I want to leave.
Okay.
Let them know I was here, though. What else is there for me to touch? It's over here.
Are you just doing a quick look, or are you doing a thorough look at this area?
Quick look, please.
Roll a perception check.
More perception. Oh, can't see. I'm blind.
Well, you see a lot, but a lot of it, like, it doesn't seem all that important to you.
Wait, you said that was a pizza? That is a cheese.
I could see how like you can confuse it for a pizza though.
And grapes.
Oh yeah, there's grapes. Got any grapes? And he waddled away, waddle waddle.
What?
Yeah, you never heard that
Hey, you
song?
don't know it?
Apparently not.
Okay, hold on. We're showing that to you after.
I'll put the meme in the blood ties in a second. Cause I have that one saved.
Apparently my cave doesn't get very good reception.
All right,
Let's
so you're
make
at the
some
piano.
music on the piano.
D- do you have any proficiency in any instruments by any chance?
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me sleight of hand. Oh no, roll me a performance at disadvantage.
Oh, where's performance? Oh, there it is. Okay. Why won't it let me do it at disadvantage?
Just go ahead and roll it twice, and we'll take the lowest.
Okay. For some reason, it's not letting me do the right-click thingy where I could put it at disadvantage.
Oh, wow, that's actually quite a surprise. All right. With your performance of 14, although you don't really know what you're doing, you kind of feel like you get a feel for it. It kind of just starts off as like, plink, plunk, plunk. Like it's just, there's no melody whatsoever, there's no rhythm. But then you start to like feel the keys and listen to them, and you start to kind of like pick together like a very simple melody. It's like 3 notes. But you find your rhythm, and you know you kind of just play the same 3 notes over and over again. It's nothing complex, but enough that it sounds quite pleasant. And finally, the woman here finally speaks up. You're a natural. Are you making yourself comfortable?
Well, yeah. You put me in this dingy room, so might as well.
Oh, well, this room isn't so bad.
Look, our room looks pretty nice.
She's just like straight up roasting the room.
It's like I shit on you and everything you own.
Can't let her know that I like green.
Yeah,
It's not
right,
aesthetic,
right.
you know?
Yeah, it's like why is there so much green? Has green hair?
Must not show weakness.
Yeah, right. Well, I hope that this room could be more to your liking. I just had a few questions for you. You made quite the bold move just now, didn't you?
What, play the piano or jump off the cliff? Both are pretty bold in my opinion.
The cliff.
Yeah. You expected me to walk 300,000 miles up to this island? No, thank you.
It was more like a few feet.
I like to think I had more fun.
So you just jumped off for fun?
You don't jump off things for fun?
I can't say that I do.
You're missing out.
You're quite the interesting one. And as she says that, you can see that she's scrawling something a little bit faster in her book. So, tell me, you must be Sprite? No?
No, I'm Jeffrey.
Like Bezos?
Yes.
Big fan.
You shouldn't be.
Well then, Sprite. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Oh, how rude of me. Would you like anything to drink? Any snacks? You
What's
can make
your
yourself
bandit?
comfortable. Oh, yes, that's quite fine. I was leaving that out for a guest. You're more than welcome to it.
Okay. I took it. Moving on.
Have a seat.
Okay, I just sit on the cold floor.
You sit on the cold floor, and she kind of she gives you like a soft smile and like turns her chair so that she's not looking at you. She crosses her legs, and puts her hands in her lap as she now sets the quill aside, giving you her undivided attention. Tell me, has Talia told you what this place is?
Is that the weird girl?
She is quite strange, yes.
She didn't really sell the place very well. She just kind of told us to go.
She doesn't have very good social skills. My apologies.
You could say that again.
Ooh.
So, this place is the Spire. It's a place where many with great gifts reside, where we teach them how to hone their powers. Many of them either don't realize they have them or aren't able to control them. And with those powers, we help give them a direction, a purpose, a positive outlet for their abilities. And that is why you're here.
Are you here to guide us or to tell us how to use them?
Guide.
For your benefit.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I mean, if it wasn't us that found you, it would have been someone else.
And who's to say that someone else could have been better than you?
And she gets out of her chair and she sits in front of you, like kind of like, you know, meeting at your level. And she says, Sprite, we're here to protect you. Others that would seek you out and others like you, those are the ones that want to use you for their benefit.
I mean, everyone has their own agenda.
That's true. I can assure you that there are those, especially in the Southern Spine, that would most definitely use people like you for ill will.
So, what's so special about me? Why am I here?
Well, that is what we're going to find out.
Well, evidently there must have been some signs of something.
May I see your hand?
What's the magic word?
Oh, please.
Actually, it was Wichita, but sure.
Wichita.
Yeah.
Oh, Wichita. And so, as you take her hand, you see that you feel a sudden warmth come from her, as you can see that her vascularity begins to glow of purple before her eyes are transformed into that of bright purple, like beacons. And your vision is washed in bright light. As we now transition back to the others. Okay. And so, let's go ahead and start off with Popcorn. Popcorn, are you still there?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So, Popcorn. You walk into the room in the middle. It's a small, quaint room. You can see that there's a magical circle inside. You can see that there's several shelves and crates with magical crystals. One large one standing in the middle. It glows brightly of teal. This is common knowledge that this is remnant. It is a magical byproduct from a battle between the gods 50 years ago. It is used in magical practices as well as technological innovations. Across the way, you can see that there is a woman, somewhat of shorter stature. She's not a dwarf by any means, but she seems to be a human on a little bit of the shorter side. Brunette hair tied back. And she seems to be occupied. She seems to be organizing something on a table surface. What do you do?
Can I introduce myself?
You most certainly can.
Hi, I'm Popcorn. Who are you?
And she turns around and her eyes like widen and look brightly at you, and she says, "Oh, well, hello there. Oh, you must be new. It's a pleasure to meet you." And she walks forward. You can see that there's this strange floating object that is kind of like rotating around her. It almost looks like a lily in terms of petals that rest upon what looks like a bell. And it kind of just like rotates around and jingles softly as it kind of like spins around like a pirouette.
What's your name?
Oh, apologies. My name is Friedel.
Fredo?
Friedel.
Okay. I'm Popcorn.
Nice to meet you, Popcorn. Welcome to the Spire. I'm assuming you're here for your first checkup?
Becca?
Yes. We're going to go ahead and measure in your abilities. Rest assured, it's nothing intrusive, painless. All I will ask of you is that you see my friend here floating around? And you can't really see it all too well in this reference picture, but here, let me see if I can pull it up in a one that's easier to see. One moment, please, as I pull it up. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is just hold on to him in one hand and then grab one of the crystals here in front of you. Whichever one draws your attention.
I don't want to.
Oh, why not?
Okay. I'll do it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And the little floating sprite, if you will, slowly descends down. And it just kind of like hovers there in front of you. And it just slowly turns.
What's happening?
We have many sources that travel the lands and find those who have potential for special gifts. And you're one of them. We have brought you here to protect you, but also guide you. As for those who aren't being guided, their powers can result in dangerous and unintended outcomes.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you'll go ahead and grab that floating bell and pick any crystal in the room.
Okay. Should I tell you what the color of the crystal?
Yes. Pick a color, any color.
The purple one.
Purple one. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as you take the purple one, you can see that in one hand you can feel warmth from the crystal, and in the other hand you can see that a bright light begins to emit from the top of this bell sprite, filling the room until your vision is completely filled with bright purple. Now, we transition over to Shiro. Shiro, you walk into a similar room. However, there is a older gentleman there who seems to be mixing a concoction. You can see that there's several crystals at the bottom of the glass that he's holding. He has one hand underneath, and you can see that it appears that he's casting some kind of spell to cause the crystals to spin on the bottom.
Nice spinny things.
Ah? Oh, thank you. You're a turtle.
Yes, I am.
Ah, well, no matter. It's neither here nor there. I suppose I've seen worse, or weirder. Anyways, you must be new. I don't recognize you.
Hold out my hand. Shiro.
Pleasure to meet you. The name's Brime. And he, like, reaches his hand out. Like, he takes his hand away, the one he was using to cast some kind of spell to make the crystal spin. And he reaches his hand out. And you see that his monkey-like familiar on his shoulder begins to crawl across his arm towards, like, his hand. And this monkey also reaches its hand out to shake yours.
And I'll extend, like, both hands, but, like, one hand on top of the other.
Yeah, and you shake both their hands.
Shake both their hands. What was the name again?
My name is Brime. And this little one over here, this one here is Glyph.
I'm in glyphs.
Yep.
Hey, let's go. I spelled them correctly.
Nice, let's go. We love that.
So what am I doing here, Brian?
Well, I'm not sure how much Talia's told you. She's not very adept at communicating. She's well, she's a fucking weirdo, to be honest. She kind of makes me uncomfortable. That's why I always defer her over to Miranda or to Greta, because she gives me the creeps. But what I can say is that the Spire, we here are an organization which rescues individuals with great potential for magical ability, however, requiring much guidance or otherwise be exposed to tragic events. We also try to keep individuals such as yourself out of the hands of those who would wish to do harm, or worse. And roll me a perception check as he's mumbling something under his breath. With your perception, you can't hear mostly what he's like mumbling under his breath, but you do kind of hear him say, like those filthy peaks.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't really hear anything.
Well then. I am one of the individuals who work here towards the bottom of the spire, and I'm here to assess and reassess all of our inhabitants.
Alia did say that people who come here have abilities or powers or something.
Yes. Have you been noticing any strange phenomena?
Not
Anything unexplainable around you? Any strange feelings? Maybe dreams?
would I?
I don't know. You made your character on the spot.
I'm just gonna say no. I haven't really felt anything.
Okay. All right then. Well, you must be here for a reason. Our people do not make mistakes. So, we will just have to use some of our tools to find out. Rest assured, painless. Really, you're just going to be, well, you have one of two options. Do you want to touch something or do you want to drink something? And like he like points like one hand towards like a box of crystals, and then his other hand with the concoction, he kind of like gestures it, like swigging it a bit, or not like drinking it, but like kind of swishing it around in the bottle.
Why not both?
Ah, a turtle after my own heart. Well, this sounds like fun. Sure, why not? go ahead and pick a crystal and have at it. And he like holds the bottle towards you.
I want this purple one right here.
Ah,
Is that one of the options?
yes, the purple one, of course. Go ahead and take that, and you can go ahead and take that crystal, and then drop it into the concoction. Mix it around a little bit. You just have to roll it a little, and bottoms up.
Oh. For a kid, it's gonna seem totally weird, but he just fucking like chugs that shit.
No hesitation, like he's drinking the Listerine from the top shelf. Yep.
Like he does like the you know when you have like beer in the bottle and you do like the spin thing?
Oh yeah, so that way like you can drink it faster. Yeah.
He's just gonna do that.
Damn. I don't know if you should have that experience. Oh well, whatever. He's like watching you as you're just rapid chugging the bottle. Roll me a Constitution saving throw as you're avoiding like swallowing the crystal. All right, and you swallow the concoction and crystal and all. And as you do so, your eyes begin to glow a bright purple, and your mouth is open agape as light pours out in series of shafts of purple light, filling the room. All right. Wampa,
Yes, sir.
you walk into another similar room. A magical circle in the center, a series of crystals collected in several piles and boxes and on table surfaces, as well as a woman. She looks like a tinkerer of some sort, maybe an alchemist. She has a quite very large monocle apparatus strapped to her head as she is observing a vial.
I'm just gonna watch her silently. I'm not trying to give any indication of my presence at all.
Okay. The carbon is connected to the hydrogen. The hydrogen is connected to the oxygen. Oxygen's connected to the... Oh, wait, that's not right. Oh, this is poison. Oh, well, let's put that there.
I was just wondering how long you'd keep going with the song.
Okay, well, let's try this again. I'm sure I can get the titration right this time. The carbon's connected to the oxygen. The oxygen's connected to the two hydrogens. The hydrogens are connected to... Oh no, that's also poison too. Okay, let's put that one there. And then she like kind of turns around to find some more supplies, and she sees you. Oh! Well, you're an interesting looking fellow.
I don't say anything to her.
Do you speak?
I wiggle my ears a little bit.
Oh, you're deaf. I apologize. And as she says, I apologize, she begins to gesture her hands in weird configurations.
I just continue to wiggle my ears to see how far I can take this.
And she kind of like gives you like a puzzled look, and she like keeps moving her fingers. She flaps her hands around, and she like seems kind of like she starts to move them in like different configurations, as if she's like switching, like mannerisms with her hands, like over and over. Oh, okay. You don't understand the common variant. You don't understand the celestial. Undercommon, maybe?
At this point, I say, "Are you moving your fingers?"
Oh! Apologies, I assumed you were deaf.
Why would you assume that?
Well, you were wiggling your ears and you weren't saying anything. Oh, sorry, I was probably overreading it too much.
Was I wiggling my ears in response to your words?
Really? That's fair. Well, no matter. You seem new here. Just arrived?
Yeah.
Oh, well, welcome to the Spire. And she begins to explain the purpose behind the Spire, explaining how those with the potential for great power and abilities are brought here as a form of protection as well as guidance in order to control said abilities, whether they realize they have them or not. And as such, I am one of the main individuals here who do the assessments on all of our newcomers, as well as the reassessments on those who are still currently in training.
And what does this assessment require?
Well, this assessment in particular, everyone has their own particular method for it. Mine is very simple. See, I have several different concoctions here that I use to measure your abilities. And these in particular are very simple. All I do is just drop a tiny drop in your hand.
And what happens?
Well, a color should appear. You should have an experience. And from that, we should be able to measure and determine what your abilities might be, as well as the strength of said abilities.
What do you mean by experience?
You'll see something. I've never
So do you put-
experienced it myself, but that is what the others have described to me after the process.
So you put people through a test that you've never been through yourself?
Oh, well, you see, I don't have those abilities. If you don't have any abilities whatsoever, which I highly doubt, of course, we at the Spire don't make mistakes, but if we were, the test wouldn't do anything. There wouldn't be any reaction.
So did you test yourself? Were you tested?
Oh, yes, plenty of times. She grabs one of the bottles at random with reckless abandon, and then she just drops like a single drop onto her hand, and it doesn't change color or anything. It just seems to be like kind of almost like a lime green in color, and it just stays there. It just sits in her hand. Nothing. And then she like tips her hand and lets the drop like fall off her hand and fall onto the stone floor.
So what if I choose not to let you drop something on my hand?
Well, I mean, there are alternative ways that you might be more comfortable with in one of the other rooms. Most of
So
them,
it's not an option.
unfortunately, not.
I'll do it, but I want to drop it on my own hand.
Well, that's perfectly all right. You can take your pick. There's a wide variety, and you can see that she shows like her display of different vials that are all of different colors.
Is the only difference or indication of a difference in the color?
Yes, for the most part, it's just the color, but it's also somewhat of a test on its own.
What are the colors?
Any color you can think of. Pick a color, any color.
Can I make to grab 2 bottles?
Sure. Which 2 bottles do you want to grab?
I want to grab a green and a blue one.
A green and a blue one. Oh, interesting.
And I'm gonna pour both of them a drop of each on my hand. Maybe more than a drop. I mean, I've got 2 bottles.
Okay. All right. And so, you drop one of each into your hand from the green.
At
and
the
blue?
same time.
Oh, at the same time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the green and the blue together, and you drop a little bit into your hand from both at the same time. As you can see that they begin to mix together and create a cyan. And she smiles pleasantly, surprised at your choice. I give you A or B and you choose C. Interesting. And as you do so, the light begins to glow brightly in your hands, as like it almost seems like a sparkle from the cyan that is formed. You can
A cyan, you said?
cyan, like the
Oh,
the
okay,
color.
the color.
Yeah, with the color. As you can feel warmth begin to expand across your hand and up your wrist, as the light begins to fill the room, until that is all you can see is bright cyan. Ceres. You enter a larger room. You can see that on one side there seems to be a small, quaint office, a simple desk and chair, several different inkwells and parchments. In the center of the room, you can see a very large green crystal, followed by several different what appears to be casks holding a series of other crystals, all green in color. You can see that a man dressed in a white jacket, platinum blonde hair, is standing there in the middle. He seems to be observing you carefully from across the room. His eyes never leave you as he watches you enter.
Just do like a polite wave. And I'm gonna not go too close, but like just observe the crystal in the middle of the room.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Apologies. My name is Kleiss, one of the residents here at the Spire. And you are?
Xeris.
Ceres. An interesting name.
I've
A
been
beast
told
folk.
today. Yes.
We don't get many of you here. Quite interesting.
Good for them.
Well then. Welcome to the Spire. I'm not sure how much Talia explained to you.
Very little that I could comprehend.
Yes, that brat never was very good at expressing ideas.
You can just stop at not very good.
Ooh, this man does not like her.
You're noticing a very strange trend. You could probably see why nobody explained to her what a friend was.
The Star and I are only friends.
Yeah.
Monsters, I say.
Well then. Here at the Spire, we take in many people who have high potential for special abilities, gifts, and we guide them, show them the potential, how they control those abilities, and thus prevent them from getting out of hand. What they choose to do with those is up to them afterwards. But rest assured, while you are here, you are safe. At least safe from those who would wish to take advantage of those powers.
And aren't you those people?
Oh, no.
No, you specifically, don't take it personally. I'm saying the whole of you.
Our methods are questionable. I know from the outside looking in, it looks like we have just captured you all and taken you away to an unfamiliar place, making you do as we ask. However,
Oh, it only looks like that?
yes, it only looks like that. Tell me, the other individuals here who were out and about, do they seem unhappy to you?
Is that really the criteria we're going after?
Well, it's a start.
I'm gonna fully change subject. Why is there crystals missing from this one?
Ah, I see that one. Well, someone just recently passed through and took their assessment to determine their power. And thus the crystal has been consumed. That is the byproduct of these tests. We constantly have to get new shipments of them.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to roll an insight?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
I kind of sense that vibe from you. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Oh, come on, a good roll, please. No. Ish, 12.
Let's see here.
Could have been better.
Da, 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 da. Alrighty, insight of 12. So with your insight of 12, you feel that he's being truthful, that everything he said so far is pretty spot on, accurate. Doesn't seem like he beats around the bush.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. And now,
What is that behind him? The purple thing. What is that?
oh, that is a very good question. So behind him, this purple thing right here, uh, it looks like it's framed in a mirror. However, the surface itself is not really a surface at all. It's just a shimmering purple light that kind of bends every which way. It kind of looks like a miasma almost.
I'm gonna get closer to it. I don't think close, not that close that he's gonna be like, wait, hold on, but just
Mm-hmm.
observing.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a perception check as you're getting closer to observe it.
Yes, a good roll.
Nice. Okay. So with your perception check here of 21, you can see that there's some familiar faces through the miasma. You can barely make out their details, but you can see the faces of Sprite, Shiro, Wampa, and Popcorn. You can kind of just barely make out an open field followed by something blurred and obscured in the center, very far off in the distance.
Does it has a shape, or is it just like a blob?
It does have a shape. It's vertical in nature. It seems like three objects conjoined together and reaching up into the sky.
Uh-huh. What is I'm gonna ask him, what is this supposed to be?
Oh, this is an observation room, so to speak. This is where we monitor those who are currently having their assessments, at least their initial assessments. It's a safe space, so to speak.
Okay, good for them.
Now, speaking of which, are you ready for your assessment? And he gestures towards the crystal in the center.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I don't think it mhm, it wouldn't be useful to resist any of these things so far.
Now, rest assured, it's completely painless and very simple. All you have to do is just rest your hand on the crystal and think of a color, any color.
That's stressful. Oh, any color?
Any color.
Okay. Uh, gonna go with red.
All right. And as you touch the crystal and you are lost deep in thought, thinking about this color, you can feel warmth transfer from the crystal to your hand as it begins to glow softly at first of red before the light expands further and further out, filling the room completely, enveloping you until that is all you can see is red. Now, all of you, as the light begins to fade and your eyes begin to adjust around you to your surroundings, you can feel the cool breeze as if you're outside again. And you can see blades of grass and tufts of dirt. But that's not what stands out to you most. What stands out to you most is a tall spire of light, a formation of stone that reaches up into the sky and pierces it, revealing a strange void above. As you all see this.
That's a spire?
Nope. As far as you know. It just looks like a shaft of life going. It might be.
Looks like it's all busted.
Yeah, looks all levels of fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a beacon.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
No, you all see this. You're all actually side by side with each other. All of you had your vision enveloped in light. When your vision readjusts, you all find yourselves here. So, as a matter of fact, you're all bop, bop.
Can I see the? Because I saw from the sort of portal slash doorway, I could see them. So now can I see from the other side, or is there nothing?
Like, are you asking if you can see this portal?
Yeah,
No.
and with the dude I already forgot the name of.
Oh, Klaus. All right, Klaus. Yeah. So, you see you see the others beside you, and you kind of recognize it, and you recognize the perspective, and you kind of put two and two together that, okay, so then that means that the portal is here, and you turn your head, and it's just more open space. It's just more plains.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you see. A location broken and left in disarray. A strange beacon of light reaching up into the sky, into a void above head. With more questions than answers in an unfamiliar place, with words of power and of guidance and of safety, you're left with a feeling of unsettling uncertainty. Where will this all lead? Where are you? And what will this mean for your futures? Find out in the next session of Blood Ties. All right.
Peace.
And this is the point in the crossroads, which we can continue this on a little bit more if you would like. However, I know Bonnie and Ob, you guys in particular, it's super late for you. If you guys are tired at this time and would like to just continue this later in 2 weeks, we most certainly could do that as well. It's completely up to you.
Bunny, go ahead. I'm good, but
I mean,
don't
I
feel
don't want to be
forced.
the reason. I don't want to be the reason why it ends early, so we can go another half an hour.
Okay, sounds good. And so we have the continuation. Let's go. 30 minutes.
Bonnie's like, I will not be the cliffhanger for this.
Yeah.
I do not want to be the disappointment of the group.
Oh, it's okay. Like,
You're totally fine.
yeah. Again, if you're tired or there's something you need to do, things like that, completely understand. No one will blame you for it. And
Except me. Always me.
yeah, except for Magoo because he's mean.
I'll talk shit about you. Don't worry.
I'll wait till you leave, though, if that makes you feel better. No.
No, I'd rather you do it right now.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. So you all find yourselves in open field here. You can see that there is a dark cloaked individual with a staff over here, and you see that at the end of his staff, it's strange. It's almost like a fountain of iris black, just endlessly. It spouts this strange black matter from the top.
Someone gonna go talk to it, because I'm not.
Yeah, I will.
Let me pick a flower and then we can go.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Bring
skip
him
right behind Wampa.
I would like to observe him though as I'm walking up. Does the source of the dark power seem to emanate from anywhere other than himself?
Uh,
Like perhaps from the ground or the surroundings?
do you have proficiency in Arcana checks?
Proficiency? No, I have a -1 modifier to make that roll fancy.
You know what? I'll let you roll it.
Come on, not a 0. It wasn't
Okay,
a 0. I'm
it
gonna go
wasn't a
with that.
0. So you just look at him and you just think he's got a really spooky staff. This guy's weird.
All right. I'll walk up and talk to him. Who are you?
Ah. Oh, a newcomer. Welcome. And that's all he says. He just like stares off into space and he just continues to look.
What are we looking at here? Can I maybe persuade try roll I would like to roll a persuasion to make him more talkative.
Go ahead. What else do you say to him? Like you try to like, as you're trying to like strike up a conversation with him.
I'm just trying to ascertain why we're here, who he is,
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
what this place is. Oh, I'm all
Ah.
about these bad rolls today.
Hmm. And like he seems to be kind of like resistant at first to speaking with you, but then like after like a long like uncomfortable pause between you and him, he just goes, "This is an end of a fate."
What do you mean by that?
You see, all good things come to an end. However, there's always another opportunity on the other side. Yours waits for you there. And he points towards this beacon of light. I am just simply here observing, biding my time.
What are you observing?
The end and the beginning.
Are you somebody that's supposed to help facilitate these kinds of things?
In a way, yes. I've just simply been waiting here for everyone to arrive.
And
Oh,
has everyone arrived?
I was waiting for 6, but I see 5 here. That's strange.
Fair enough.
Did you happen to see anybody else on the way in?
I don't think so. I didn't see anybody. Although to be honest, I don't really know where the way in is.
Sprite, do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. A scratched out name, you say? Where did you see that?
In a place that I was in.
Does this place have a name? Did you see anyone there?
May have. Are you gonna give me anything for this information?
Apologies, but even if I gave you all the riches in the world, you couldn't take them back, unfortunately.
So I'm not gonna get anything?
I could give you some flowers if that would make you feel better.
What about knowledge?
Free. No thanks. I'll just keep it to myself.
All right. And you were offering me knowledge, Turtle Man?
No, I'm saying for a reward.
Oh, I see.
Sure.
It's like a reward.
A reward. Yes, I can give you a reward. What would you like in return for your cooperation?
Wait,
What
who's
you
he
got?
speaking to? I was okay.
And just in general.
How to get out of here?
Well, you get out of here by completing your test.
That
Yes.
doesn't,
What
sound,
test
that
is
doesn't
that?
sound like a solution.
I just pipe up. I
It's
think
like
we
the-
gotta go over to where that light is over there.
Yes.
Ugh,
I don't want to go over there.
I also don't want to go.
I'll go. I'll go to the bright
Okay,
light.
bye.
Well,
Go
that's
ahead,
the
Mal.
spirit.
Is there
First
anything that you
bye.
can assist us with to prepare us for said test?
Hmm. Mind your thoughts.
Mind our thoughts?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Be careful what you're thinking as you approach.
Okay.
So what you're saying is purposely project certain thoughts so we can mess with things.
And to that, he just like looks at you, but he doesn't respond.
It's like fucking rabbit. So what's in there?
A ley line, a focus of power, and the focal point of the end of this fate.
Fun.
Rest assured, you're not in any danger. This is just simply the Spire's way of testing and reassessing every single one of their members.
I mean, doesn't really seem like we have much option anyways. It's pretty much what I was told, so.
Yeah, I
Here's
didn't
gonna start
consent to being
walking.
tested here.
I don't think that we're looking for any kind of consent. I was informed for the most part that this wasn't really an optional thing.
No, I'm assuming you were all in cages before here.
Yeah, we're animals.
Okay,
Well,
wow. Some of us are.
Yeah, some of
so-
you
Yeah,
are
literally,
quite literally
yeah.
animals. Specifically, at least 50 to 60%.
Yeah, that's a
I like
fair
his
assessment.
response. Some of you are literally animals.
Like I said, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather get this over sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and walk.
Can I have
Yeah. Do we have our gear on us at this point?
Nope, you don't have any of your gear yet.
Oh,
I just look over
not
the guy.
even like
Oh, go ahead.
nothing. Like instruments, for example, do we have that?
Nope. So you have your inventory, so like the items that you've chosen for your starter gear, you will get those here. It will probably be either towards the end of this session or the beginning of next session.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start walking towards the glowy crystal light thingy.
Let's see. Oh, can you have his staff? Are you gonna try to reach for his staff, or are you asking for his staff?
I'll ask first.
The
I
la-
have manners.
Okay. Okay.
I can see why you went rogue.
Go ahead and what do you say to him to ask for his staff?
Mr. Grim Reaper, sir, I
Well,
would like your staff.
I'm nothing that sinister, but sure,
Close enough.
you can have the staff.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
And he hands it over to you. And as it lands in your hands, it kind of just like falls limp, and it begins to coil around you, as it begins to turn and shift into what kind of looks like, almost looks like a little baby wyvern. As its ichor black that leaks all over the place, it congeals into wings. It doesn't attack you or anything. It's not aggressive. It just coiled around your shoulders and it just rests on over your shoulders, and it meets eye to eye with you, as it like makes a little tiny trill sound.
Part of me wants to be like, hey, can I have your robe too?
You most certainly can try.
Get him completely naked.
Yeah, right. Can I
Ooh.
get your boots? Hey, yo, I really, really like your tunic.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask him, can I borrow that robe?
Sure. I suppose so. I'm not going to be
Very
needing
generous.
Oh my god. Can I have your number?
it.
Damn.
Yes, it's 773202 Luna.
Is that a phone number or a street address?
Yeah.
Aaron doesn't do that.
Wait,
773202 Luna.
I was waiting for 8675309.
Yeah, right. I won't have any use for these soon. And he takes his tunic off, or not his tunic, but he takes his robe off. He has leathers worn underneath, and then hands it over to you.
All right, let's put this thing on.
Let's move the child away from the naked man, basically.
He's not naked. He's
He's
still
got
wearing.
leather.
Yeah, he's got leathers on.
Okay,
like-
so now somebody is gonna
I
ask.
think
for
his
the
man's
leather.
is just rolling around commando.
yeah, it'd be kind of weird if this man was just completely naked underneath his robes.
We don't know much about this place yet.
That's
You
that's
never
fair.
know.
That's fair.
They
Yeah.
kidnapped a bunch of kids. They
there
could be like
anything-
that.
Is there anything
It's
else
done
that he
down.
has that we see?
I'm sorry, a second.
Is there anything else that he has that we see?
I mean, leather. I
yeah.
know, but I'm serious.
Yeah, he's
That's
got a leather
summer.
tunic and leather pants and leather boots on.
Other than that, he's just bare.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Well, he doesn't
see
have a
me.
will to live
He's gonna
still,
see me, and I'm
so-
gonna look at the leather for like 30 good seconds, and then just like, no, I'm not gonna push it.
After getting his number, you're like, hey, can I have your clothes too?
Right? It's like fucking ruthless. Everybody's like, give me your stuff.
I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna be like, "Can you? I'm gonna ask what his name is. I don't know if we asked.
I mean, I guess that's Luna.
And he looks over at you and he says, "You want to know my name?"
Yes.
That's a strange thing to ask for someone who isn't going to be around in a moment or so.
Star's the thoughtful one. We're all just trying to take this man's shit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the world is going to shit and you guys are like, "We want all of your stuff."
And then Star's like, hey, you seem like a pretty good guy. What's your name? So somebody will remember you.
You truly disappear if you are in the mind of somebody.
Hmm.
Oh, that's so nice. Wait.
He disappearing or are we disappearing? Who's disappearing?
He is.
Yeah, we're
I'm-
not disappearing. I'm
I'm
not.
disappearing. You will all be unharmed.
Where are you going?
This is an end of a fate. There is
Oh,
nowhere else
Why
for
do
me
you
to
go
go.
after him?
I'm sorry.
You said the ending to a thing. There's always another side to the end.
Ah, yes. Like I said, this is an end and a beginning. But when it ends and then begins once again, I won't even remember that it ever ended.
What?
So you won't remember that we asked you for all your stuff?
No.
I just get a random phone call from.
Yeah, a random
Yeah,
phone call
there.
from from a very nice centaur man.
Is Luna there?
Yeah.
Luna. Wait, how do you know my name?
But no, my name is not Luna.
It's
My
Roger.
my name is
Is it
Salazar.
Kelsey? Oh. Sorry.
Okay.
Thought it might be Kelsey.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I just
starting to
thought
click
that-
for a lot of the people who've been here for a while.
Yeah, once you said
I'm
that, I was like,
so
oh,
glad I
shit.
joined only now.
I'm
Me
gonna.
and me and Bunny are out of the loop,
Yeah, I have no
and everybody else
clue.
is like, "Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
Not a
see."
man do
So-
wow. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
okay,
So
okay,
I-
Salad.
I
Some
can
puzzle
Okay,
pieces started clicking for
Salazar.
the rest of us.
I can go ahead and I can explain it to you guys like off stream after this session. So in a couple minutes here, I'll explain to you exactly why everybody's like, "Oh, okay."
I'd like
We
to ask
want to
him.
know, or is it better to like
It's-
just find out in the story?
It's better to find out in the story. But if you guys
Okay.
are really curious,
No, Salamander
No,
can keep his items.
Salamander.
Salamander.
I can forget about it until it's revealed, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, now I appreciate it."
mhm,
What was his name?
Salazar.
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 I mean, that's the same thing to me. Alright. Salazar.
can I-
Salazar.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Call him Sal.
No, kind of.
Can I ask him 100% metagaming questions just because I'm curious?
No.
Oh. It has nothing to do with anything, though.
Okay, tell me above the board what the question is, and then I'll determine whether or not I can answer that question.
I'm just curious if he likes books.
If he likes books.
That's all.
Shiro wants to just like reach his hand out and like shake his hand and like introduce himself.
Hmm.
If not, that's fine. I'm just curious.
Hmm. Okay. So, repeat the question one more time.
I'm just curious. I wanted to ask him if he likes books.
Books. This is all I've never known.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That was it. There was honestly no point to it. I was just curious.
Curious about books. Of all things. Interesting.
Yeah, rabbit people don't have books.
Hmm. Out of curiosity, before you go, I'm curious. What would you do for power?
Depends on what type.
Just in general. The first that comes to mind.
Anything.
I don't know. I've never really been interested in heavy power.
Turtle man. Anything is a very strong word. Do not use it lightly.
What would you give for power?
Everything.
Sounds like we're
Wait.
similar.
Power that important to you?
Fucking hypocrite.
Well, that is exactly why I warn you. Many do not fully grasp what anything and everything means until they've finally given it up. But I would do it all over again. And I so most certainly will.
What did you do?
You know,
Take a look around. And everybody roll me perception checks.
Oh,
Ooh, nice, another nat 20. With a
Nice.
0 mod, by the way. What in the cinnamon toast fuck? We love that. All right. So, Shiro and Sprite, with your perception checks, you note that the area around you, you see the floating stones around, but the floating stones in particular, they stand out to you because they seem to have come not from the ground, but from buildings. You can see as you look closer that it's debris. And as you look closer at all the stones around you, these stones aren't naturally placed. It's rubble left behind. And as you look even closer, you specifically, Sprite, you can see that some of the stone has engravings on it. As you look closer, you can't tell the source of it, but you sense that this was once a holy ground. But do you,
So,
but do you still give him
sorry.
do you still give him a hug?
Sure.
He as you hug him, he kind of just like look at you awkwardly, and he's just like, okay. And he like kind of has his hands up. He like doesn't know what to do with this. He's like, kids.
I just look at him. I go, "That's what I said."
So I can clearly see the engraving? Like,
Mhm.
what? Okay. Can I see if my brain knows more?
Roll me a history check.
That's also a -1. Great.
Oh, okay, that's not the worst. So with your
Still better rolls than me.
mm-hmm. with
Not
your,
a 0.
with your history check of 13, you note that this area here, at least the words that are written, some of it is in languages that you can't understand. Some of it is like bits and pieces where you can't understand the context. But you notice that on some of these stones that you see a commonality between them. You see the name Nalise written on quite a few of these stones.
Perfect. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Hero's gonna look Salazar like in the eye. He's gonna say, "You've given the people I'm with something. Would you mind me asking something of you as well?"
What, do you want my loincloth too?
Actually, yes.
Yes. Say yes.
Wait a second. I didn't think everybody would be on board with that. Man,
Wait.
you guys
You're
are.
offering.
Don't try us.
Well, I guess I won't be here for much longer, but that's kind of weird. Well then, Turtle Man,
Part of your power, or at least knowledge.
part of my power, my knowledge. Well, I've left it all bare. It's just right over there. And he points to the beacon. I have nothing left. I'm simply sitting here and waiting, enjoying the scenery.
Take the loincloth.
And rip it off.
Can you guide us there?
I suppose I can. I can only take you so far, and after that, you're on your own.
Thank you, Salazar.
You'll leave just like our dads.
Whoa.
We got left.
Okay.
What?
Anyways, next segment.
I do want to ask him though.
Mm-hmm.
If
So
I
you
was
said you
dead,
would do anything for power or everything for power. What does that mean? What did you do?
What do you think everything means?
Whatever it takes, regardless of anybody's well-being or anything of that nature.
Consequences?
Nope.
Sacrifices?
The way I see it, it's anything, well, really, everything that one can perceive morals, ethics, the tangible, the intangible, the thoughts and theories of the beyond. Anything that one can think of.
Okay. Now, what
Anything-
did you do?
I helped bring this realm to an end.
That's unfortunate.
Well, it's not like this place is going to waste. It will be absorbed. It will be better used elsewhere. Up there. And he points to the void that the beacon is piercing through.
And what is that? What is up there?
Some things are better left a mystery.
I'm gonna play that card.
I
What's that,
summoned
sir?
my blue eyes white dragon. he said, so you're playing that card, and I decided to meme. No, my blue eyes. Sorry.
You have possession of a blue-eyed white dragon, and it's bound to a card.
No, correction, I have 3 blue eyes white dragons and 1 3-headed blue eyes white dragon.
I'm gonna pull out 5 cards. Why have all 5 cards of Exodia, bitch?
Yeah.
What are you, some kind of loser? That's been banned for years.
I would like to pull out my dark magician, combo it with something else.
Well, you know, that's not nearly as cultured as Dark Magician Girl.
Well, I mean, I'm played for a couple years now. You know, my cards are a little old.
Well, I mean, same here, I only have Gen 1. I am kind of a
Well,
boomer.
And how do you not have dark magician girl? I mean, you're equally as uncultured.
No, I have Dark Magician Girl.
What is going on? I
He's
stayed
literally
up
about
right
to
for
message
this.
Tree, like, what the fuck is happening?
Sorry, we just started a bit. I apologize. That's not canon. He doesn't actually say that.
I'm gonna pull Kuribo out.
Oh my god, stop. No.
This conversation did not actually happen in such a way.
Oh,
That was good shit though.
Yeah, that was pretty great. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I had the strong urge to meme. That wasn't canon. That conversation did not happen.
Damn near killed me when you pulled out a blue eyes white dragon. I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit.
But yes, he just finishes that off by saying that some things are better left a mystery.
Well, Salazar, will you guide us now?
Yes, right this way. And he begins to walk forward through the fields.
Can I put his cloak on?
Yeah, you most certainly can.
I just feel cooler with a black coat. Cloak.
Yeah, it has no magical features. It's just a black cloak, but you are wearing it.
He's gonna put the loincloth on.
Oh wait, did you guys actually take his loincloth?
No.
The turtle has it.
I was up there.
No, I didn't take it.
Did you want to get it, Ceres?
No.
No.
He's like, hell no. That thing probably has been washed in a millennia.
Can I ride Ceres? I mean, you could try asking him. Ceres?
I'm not gonna brand myself like that, I don't think.
He doesn't want to be the horsey trope. He's a deer.
And I'm playing a bard, but like I don't want to go that far yet.
Oh, okay, fair.
All right, the
Can we
deer.
make this
Okay.
Can we make this centaur a saddle, please? Thank you.
Oh god.
No.
He's like, please God. No.
I'll give you a piggyback ride. I could imagine Popcorn being deceptively strong and giving a piggyback ride. I could see it.
What?
Yes.
I cannot.
I'm kind of curious as to what Popcorn's strength actually is.
Not
Probably
good.
like one.
What is it?
I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
I think strength was the dump stat.
Was it the dump stat? Let's
I
see.
think it was 8.
Think
right?
Oh
like
yeah,
8.
that never mind. She's quite weak. However, she's smart as fuck. Holy shit.
Hmm.
She's like a little genius. All right.
All right, away we go.
Aw.
Aw, that's cute. All right. Well, right this way. And he begins to walk forward through the field. Does anybody have proficiency in Arcana?
Mm,
Um,
Popcorn should.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I think we picked that for popcorn.
I don't
Yeah.
know why, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So for those of you who have proficiency in Arcana, you may roll that at this time.
It's gonna be shit. But hey, we tried.
Popcorn status.
All right.
Yay, we picked popcorn. Good things.
Yay, let's go. So, Popcorn. With your Arcana check of 18, you're actually quite learned in the ways of magic. You've spent quite a bit of time in your original place of birth, reading books as soon as you could comprehend language. And as such, you can recognize that whoever this individual is has a deep well of magical power. As he walks forward, you can see that the life around him, the flowers and the grass around him, quickly begins to wither in his wake as he walks forward, as if his body is absorbing the mana around him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And as he begins to lead you towards the further up this hill, towards the shoveled stones and rock formation, and right before the beacon, he kind of looks at the obstacle before him, and he looks at you all and says, Would you prefer the scenic route or the direct one?"
I'd prefer
I'm
direct.
down for the scenic.
I prefer direct.
Let's get this over with. Let's
Oh.
get direct.
Well, in that case, then, what about both? And he looks at the rock
That wasn't an
formation.
option.
He snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden, you see a bright cylinder of light come from the sky, shooting down like a bolt, and hitting the rock formation in front of you, basically cutting cutting it in two, showing you the bright light emitting from deep within the earth, or deep within Initia, and shooting straight up into the sky. There. Saves you some climbing.
Oh, thanks.
Please try not to touch anything, though.
Oh no.
Okay, let's touch some stuff then.
I was gonna say, why do you say
I
that?
mean,
I
that's-
say that because I see that those two over there look like the curious type. And I see that you over there are probably quite the mischievous one. And he looks at you, Wampa.
I immediately started thinking, let's touch as much things as we can.
I think, and he kind of like stares at all of you. Like even though his cloak is gone, it seems like there's some strange like shroud of black around him that makes you can't like determine his features. But you can see like the slits of eyes as he kind of like peers at all of you. He squints a bit and then locks his eyes on Popcorn and says, "I think some of you know better than to touch things, magics that you don't understand. It would probably be wise to follow that rule of thumb."
Mm,
No promises?
yeah, no promises there.
Okay. And he begins to walk through the valley that he has essentially formed with this magic, heading towards the beacon before you. It's about 50 feet out. But as you all begin to walk forward, everybody make me wisdom saving throws.
Oh no, not the saving
No.
throws.
Why is it wisdom? Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, yes.
all right.
It's always the wisdom saving throws.
What is a wisdom saving?
So on the left side of your character sheet,
Okay.
yeah, you're gonna see a table called saving throws. There we go. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So this will
Can
be
Popcorn get an advantage because she's holding my hand?
no, she cannot get advantage by holding your hand. However, so for Wampa and Popcorn, this will be an interesting interaction. So this will be
This
coming
is
from. What was the first thing you were all thinking of walking into this situation?
Touching things.
They were touching things.
Okay, what about you, Popcorn?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Mm,
I was wondering what would happen if I touched things.
pick something, anything, Popcorn. The first word that comes to mind. Are you ready? 3,
No.
2, 1, go.
Shit. Ah. No.
Wombats.
Don't worry, it's not going to
Salamander.
be shit. I'm gonna give you that one. That one's a grace one.
Wombats.
Salamander.
A salamander.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right. So as you all begin to walk closer, you can feel a deep well of energy. It almost feels like it's pure mana around you, magical power incarnate, being shot up through the sky. As you look down on the ground, you can see the faint lines, cracks, if you will, of teal, pulsing like a heartbeat. However, Wampa and Popcorn, you two see something else entirely, or rather, you think you are the only ones who see it. Wampa, your hands begin to disappear and are replaced with an ethereal form of your hands. They look exactly the same, except you can see through them as they glow brightly of cyan.
I literally can't touch things now.
Oh no, that's not true. You can touch
Oh.
things. They just look significantly different. You kind of like try to like touch yourself, and you feel sensation there, right? You can tell that they're there. They just like they almost seem like ethereal in appearance. And Popcorn, you can feel a presence behind you, as you can sense the soil being disturbed, as you can hear a dull dun, dun, dun. And as you look over your shoulder, you can see that coiled around your back and following up from behind is a large fire salamander with
Okay.
scales glowing brightly of purple. And Salazar, as he's leading you all closer and closer to this focal point, this beacon, he sees the two of you and says, "Interesting choices." And as you get closer and closer, Sprite, Zeris, and Shiro, please roll me one more wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come on. I mean,
My only good one.
I can get what
Oh,
they're getting.
ooh,
Oh,
never mind.
wow.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Damn it, we're not getting those.
Alrighty. So, Shiro and Zeris, what is the first thought that comes to mind? A word, an idea.
The leather thingies that the guy was wearing, Salazar.
The leather things that he was wearing. Oh, I see. Like his leathers, like his clothes.
His leathers, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. And as you get closer to this beacon, Ceres, clothing of your choice begins to manifest itself around you, beginning to form over your skin. It's not tight by any means, it's actually quite comfortable. And from under the cuffs, from underneath the hem, from around the collar, you see a soft glow of light from underneath. Glowing brightly, if I recall correctly, the color you were thinking of was red.
Yeah. So does that mean Okay, I guess it's only the clothing, right? I'm not wearing like boots over the hooves.
Correct. You're not yeah, you're not a centaur with boots on. No. It's just a top. It's a tunic, as it were.
Okay.
But however you would like to display that creatively, that is completely up to you. But that is now what is donned on you. What originally I believe you weren't wearing anything around your chest, but now you are donned with this glowing attire.
Okay, thank you.
I was just thinking of like a dog with some shoes on,
Yeah, right. It was like kind of like the imagery that I'm getting.
sliding around the hardwood floor.
Right? Imagine.
Reminds me of that Disney like Chihuahua movie, like George Lopez.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just like Chloe has on the little booties.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
adorable. Okay. So, Shiro, what is the first thought that comes to mind?
Light.
Interesting. And so, as you get closer to the beacon, that in your image here, I believe you have an axe, correct?
Yeah.
And as you imagine light itself, a staff begins to appear in your hand as it begins to manifest from the bottom, the pommel itself, the shaft, and then finally, what you would have thought was an axe head instead is a large lantern, ornate with shutters, with an enchanted light glowing brilliantly of purple. And I would like to just double check. You chose purple, correct? Or was it?
Yeah.
Got you.
The crystal color, right?
The crystal color.
Yeah, purple.
It glows brightly of purple. And now, last but not least, for the individual who rolled the nat 20, Sprite.
Yes.
Choose one thought.
It's still blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie. Interesting.
Oh, you suddenly got so loud.
Yeah, right. I think we both got very close to our mics at that moment.
She's very excited. She's like,
But
blueberry
you want
pie.
It's like falling asleep, and then it was like the loudest thing anyone
Yeah.
said today.
Yeah, like
Wake the hell up.
she really did just get up to the mic and just was like, "I'm looking for beans." Just like,
I did
Like
hold it up
that.
to my mouth at that point.
yeah, that was actually great. I enjoyed that.
I want my pizza boneless.
I want my pizza boneless. I don't want any bones in it. All right. And as you think of blueberry pie in front of you begins to manifest at first you think it is a forge, but instead it looks like something like a kiln, some kind of cooking implement. It looks like a boiler stove, except quite small, quite portly. On the inside is a beautiful golden brown crusted blueberry pie. And around it is fixed a kind of like the best way to describe it is a rig, so to speak. There's several legs around it. If you've ever seen like a potbelly stove, it has like these strange like kind of like curved legs that hold it up.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear a very soft creak as the light within the inside begins to glow, as if the coals inside begin to burn brightly. But it doesn't burn the blueberry pie. It's almost like it's displaying it as its legs begin to move. Clump, 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 as it walks up to you and stands at your side.
Oh my god, you have a walking, talking stove?
I'll
So
be
fucking
useful.
jealous. You have a familiar.
I'm just jealous you can make blueberry pies at will. Didn't think this thing through.
Honestly, there's no reason for us to be here now. I win.
My outfit.
Yeah, and if you guys would like something different, you guys can always talk with me on the side, and we can plan something else different. Just wanted to kind of throw you guys a curveball and see what you guys would think of.
I was just like, no, I can't touch things.
No, you can still touch things. Relax.
Seems to be a reoccurring theme.
Reoccurring dreams of not being able to touch things. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god, I just realized that finally settled in that thought. Oh.
It's a reoccurring theme. All
Is
of
it-
my characters want to touch everything.
Yeah, they just want to touch everything, and then something curses them to prevent them from touching something, or at least like threatens it.
Yep.
And as you all finally stand right before the beacon, you can feel yourselves being slowly but surely pulled in. Not forcefully, it's as if you're being ushered closer to the beacon. And you see that Salazar begins to slowly fade, like embers. And as he looks at you, he says, "Interesting choices."
Can I try and catch some of those embers?
I'm sorry, say again?
Can I try and catch some of the embers?
You most certainly can try. Roll me a d20. And as you do so, as you try to go for the embers, they all kind of dance around your hand, kind of just barely avoiding being touched as they wisp away in the wind. And Salazar is no more. And with that, with the disappearance of Salazar, you see that the light from the beacon intensifies in luminescence, in light and size. As it begins to envelop the space around you, you can feel the force of the pull increase. Those of you who have familiars, even those of you who have clothing or items or your hands, you feel that they also pull you closer to the beacon, but it's almost in a reassuring way. For example, Popcorn, your fire salamander behind you is kind of like nudging you, and almost kind of like a friendly way. It's kind of like nuzzling into you and like ushering you forward, like as if trying to reassure you. It's like, go on.
I move like the lantern like towards the light.
Yep.
So it's kind of going first.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put
I
the
like-
staff like into the light.
All right. So you move your lantern into the light, and you see that what was originally blue and white, brilliant light, turns to that of a vibrant purple.
Ooh, do we see him do this?
Yep. You all see him do this.
Can I stick my hands in the light?
You stick your hands in the light, and then there begins to grow a streak and mixture of orange streaking up. A mixture of whites and blue and purple and now orange.
I'm not. Oh, I'm orange. I thought I was cyan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, cyan. Yes, you do have a stove dog.
How many legs there were.
Yeah, it's got 4 legs. And it's kind of small and portly. Like, think in the stove world, he would essentially be like a bulldog.
Is the blueberry pie like powering the stove, or can she like eat the blueberry pie?
That is a good question. Would you like to try?
Which one came first?
On
I
everybody.
want to try.
Nice time.
I don't want to try the blueberry pie.
I
Well,
will happily try the blueberry pie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who doesn't want some blueberry pie?
I'm going if
He-
you're not
he's
going.
willing to be a guinea pig for you.
I just want blueberry pie.
Right? I'm in agreement. Would eat some
I'm-
blueberry pie as well.
Yeah, I'm no longer asking. I'm eating.
All right.
Go Everyone gets a slice. You get a-
Hey,
Get a slice.
you get a
Yeah.
slice, and you get a
Yeah.
slice.
Your
So,
pie
like-
Oprah.
Pie
Yes.
Oprah.
and the stove just dies because you pulled its
Yeah.
blueberry heart out.
Yeah,
no,
it
it's
just-
like because they don't know what is going on. We get like primary like pizza party like thinner slice,
Oh, work
like
this thing.
school party pizza slices.
You ready?
You kill it by pulling the element out.
Oh no! Yeah, like the fire element, you just like take it
Yeah.
out, it just falls over.
All right. Well,
That'd be fucked up.
I know. Right? I guess. I mean, you know.
And it's like an easy bake oven. Oh my god, yes.
the bowl burns out. So does the stove.
No. You're cooking like literally like tiny blueberry pies that fit on the pad of your finger.
Aw.
That would be super cute.
All right. Well, I imagine it's time to go in. I'm ready to go in. Start walking. Everybody else ready?
Next episode of
Yep, I'm
Blood.
going in. Yep.
All right. And as you all enter, you're all whisked away as you feel light floating up into the beacon. As your vision all begins to wash in a myriad of technicolor, of cyans, of purples, of reds, as well as white and blue. Where will this lead you? What does this mean? What abilities have been laying dormant within all of you? We will find out in the next session of Blood Ties. All right. Good session, everyone.
Good session.
Hey, let's go.
I think we know what Sprite's powers are. Baking.
And baking is actually so
Why? Because I'm
incredibly.
a woman.
Wow.
Oh, because you have a walking talking stove.
What a line.
That was